Long ago, in the powerful lands of the Yoruba, there is a woman of enormous influence, a business magnate, a political powerhouse, a freedom fighter to some, a slave trader to others. This is the story of Madam Efunporoye Tinubu, the woman who shaped kings and confronted colonizers. Born around 1805 in the town of Abeokuta, in present-day Ogun State, Efunporoye Tinubu Olumosa, known later as Madam Tinubu, started life far from the palaces and courts she would later dominate. Her early life was rooted in the bustling markets of Abeokuta, where she learned trade under the guidance of her grandmother and mother. She sold herbs, provisions, and everyday goods, slowly mastering the art of negotiation and enterprise. But tragedy struck early. Widowed while still young, and left with 2 sons, she turned fully to commerce, not out of ambition but necessity. What began as survival soon turned into a kingdom of trade. In the 1830s, Tinubu married Prince Adel Ajosun, an exiled Lagos monarch. The union wasn't just romantic, it was strategic. They relocated to Badagry, a major trading hub, where Tinubu quickly expanded her reach. Using Adel's royal influence, she built a thriving business empire, dealing in tobacco, salt, textiles, and, tragically, enslaved people. Yes, her power was real, but it came at a moral cost. When Adel reclaimed the throne in 1835, Tinubu followed him to Lagos. His death just 2 years later didn't slow her down. She threw her support behind Adel's son, Oluwole, helping secure his place as Oba, and married one of his commanders, Yusufu Bada. This wasn't luck, it was chess. And she was several moves ahead. When Oluwole died under bizarre circumstances, some say lightning struck the arsenal. Tinubu once again chose the next Oba, Akitoye, Adel's brother. In exchange, she gained powerful trade rights and property in the heart of Lagos. Her name? It still lives there today. Tinubu Square. But colonial powers were watching. The British, particularly Consul Benjamin Campbell, grew uneasy. Tinubu's dominance in Lagos, especially her refusal to fully abandon slave trading, was a threat to their growing influence. Despite a treaty in 1852 banning the slave trade, rumors swirled that Tinubu was still involved. And when she resisted British control and advocated for African sovereignty, they had enough. In 1856, under British pressure, Oba Dosunmu, once her ally, banished her to Abeokuta. Exile wasn't her end, it was her reinvention. Back in Abeokuta, Tinubu rebuilt. This time, her empire revolved around palm oil, salt, pepper, and firearms. She became a critical supplier of weapons, arming the Egba people during the 1863 war against the Kingdom of Dahomey. Her contributions earned her the revered title of Iyalode, the highest chieftaincy title for a woman in Egba society. She wasn't just a trader anymore, she was a stateswoman, a military strategist, and the voice of her people. Madam Tinubu died in 1887, but her name didn't fade. 2 statues stand in her honor, one in Lagos State, another in Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria. Streets, markets, and public squares bear her name. But so do controversies. Many celebrate her political genius and nationalist spirit. Others question why someone so involved in the slave trade remains publicly glorified. One online critic put it bluntly, "She would rather drown her slaves than sell them cheap." So, how do we remember Madam Tinubu? As a hero? As a villain? Or as a woman whose story, like so much of history, is tangled in complexity?